Social media influencer Emily Kaiser is suing the city of Chandler and Maricopa County to keep records about her son's drowning from the public. Kaiser's 3-year-old son Trig died back on May 18th after being pulled from a backyard pool on May 12th. Kaiser's lawyers say the family wants to grieve in private, but the public won't let them. Kaiser has 4 million followers on TikTok, and according to the lawsuit, more than 100 public records requests were filed related to the drowning. Joining me now is attorney Logan Elia from Rose Law Group. Logan, obviously you can understand how anyone, whether it's Kaiser or really anyone who's going through this grieving process, would want some privacy. But in this particular case, being that she's a public figure, does that negate that privacy?
It doesn't exactly negate it. The way that I would think about it is that court records are presumably public records. We have a public justice system. Court records can be sealed in limited circumstances, and the ask to the court is to seal them and argue that there is a compelling interest in sealing the records in privacy that outweighs the public's generalized interest to know.
So, but how difficult is that to keep them sealed when anyone can file a request?
It's an uphill battle. Like I said, presumptively they're sealed. The cases where records are most likely sealed is when there's a third party whose interests in privacy are implicated by the records. So for instance, this happens a lot in divorce cases. If there were a psychological evaluation of children in a divorce, it would be much easier to have that evaluation sealed from public record because the children have a privacy interest in their medical records not being part of public records. But in this case, there's a public figure saying, I don't like the fact that people are interested in what's happening in my life. And it's not at all clear to me that that articulates a substantial, compelling interest that outweighs the public's right to know.
So then in light of that, do you think that Kaiser stands a chance?
I think she stands
sealed?
I think she stands a chance because, like I said, you can understand. Anybody can understand why, when going through a tragedy, you don't want the public poking their nose into your business. But I would say that the fact that she is a public figure may in fact cut against her because she makes her living putting her life out in the public. And it's difficult to say what I want to do is pick and choose. Some portions of my life are public, other portions of my life are not public. The whole reason that the public is interested in this is that she's a public figure.
Exactly. And wouldn't, a social media influencer kind of be on a celebrity status?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the difference between a public figure and a non-public figure, that difference arises most commonly in defamation law, where it's recognized that people are more likely to speak about public figures and speak less carefully about them. And so for a public figure to bring a defamation claim, they face a higher burden of proof. This isn't a defamation case, this isn't a criminal case, this is just a case where she doesn't want publicity given to certain public records. And the real problem is that public records are by default public, and in fact there are laws that require that public agencies maintain public records.
All right, Logan, thanks so much for the analysis. We'll have to wait and see.